Everyone seems to have got a bee in their bonnet over the price of the Oculus Rift. I'm quite surprised by this because my estimation for the price has always been around £400, which is around $580, which is very close to the $600 the price has been set at. The Oculus Rift has always been touted as the premium VR device, premium being quotedly the best, but also the most expensive. This is partly because of the $600 you have to pay just to get the Oculus Rift device itself. You have to spend in the realms of $1,500 to $2,000 on a PC even capable of playing it. With a whole plethora of VR devices now coming out as well, including a version from Sony, Steam, with the Samsung Gear VR and the Google Cardboard for phones, you are not going to be at a loss of not being able to get a VR device. The Oculus Rift has always been a premium device and it will always be the most expensive. After that, it all just depends on you, on what sort of device you want. The Oculus Rift is a very refined device, but it only has one purpose, and it may be the best, but it is the most expensive. Devices like the Google Cardboard or Samsung Gear VR use your phones and therefore have some multi-purpose. Getting into the realms of high-quality VR devices will always be expensive, and I'm more surprised that everyone seems to be shocked by this fact. I'm not the one that keeps up with VR, and I'm not that much of a VR purist, and even I knew the Oculus was going to be around £400. More UK-centric information has been released around the release price for the Oculus Rift. The UK release price for the Oculus Rift is £499, a stark increase from the £410 that the exchange rate would be. As a note regarding the UK and US price differences, various additional taxes are levied on the Oculus Rift as it is an import and an electronic luxury consumer device. If the rumour mill is to be believed, then the next Assassin's Creed game will not only take place in Egypt, but also skip this year and be released in 2017. At this point, the only thing we have to go on is just rumours, so whether the game is going to come out in 2017, skip this year, or even be set in Egypt is up for debate. At this point, no official word from Ubisoft has come out to confirm any of the rumours. If the next game in the franchise is going to skip a year, then it is almost well deserved. The franchise, as it's been going at the moment, has reached a point where series fatigue is really starting to set in. In my opinion, the last place the franchise did any form of advancement was in Black Flag with the boats and the pirating, but all of that was very swiftly lost in the burst for multiplayer that was Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity has ended up being the standout game of the franchise, being the one that failed resoundingly much more than any other game in the franchise. It was also the game that wanted to concentrate more on sizes of crowds or the size of the map while removing everything else that the game had previously innovated up till then, including things like the boats. While Assassin's Creed Syndicate has brought a spark back to the franchise, it still isn't as good as some of the games previous. The big innovation in Syndicate was the grappling hook, which made some of the game passable, and the plot was a lot better, but with now the coming of the movie franchise, having a good story is not going to float the series anymore, as the plot can easily just be transferred from a mediocre game into a good movie. The game has to be good interactively with the player, and that is something the series has lacked, and so taking a year off may be a good thing for the series. And this is just rumours, and even just last year Ubisoft was saying that they wanted to release a new Assassin's Creed game every year and make it a yearly franchise, so these rumours that they are going to skip a year sound kind of hollow and go against everything that Ubisoft has been saying for several years. All we can do is just wait and see what the response is from Ubisoft. It should only be a few more months' time until official word of a game, if it is to be released this year, will be announced from the company.